I'm going to do a quick demo today of the planning function in the 325 TubeTrack Fenceline monitoring software. First thing I do, I create my fence. So this blue line represents my property boundary, my fence line. I can insert a post and move the post around. I'm going to go pretty quick today, but of course when you are doing this at your own facility, you'll take a little more time just to make sure that everything is accurate. I do want to include these tanks down here, make sure that they are in compliance. My property boundary is pretty close to them. Insert another post, bring it down here. I want to get these out of the woods. We do not need to monitor out there. Pull this one in too. So I think that looks good for the demo. Then what we'll do, we'll click on this info tab. So the great thing about this software is that it calculates the number of shelters needed based on either the acreage for the radial method or the boundary length for the perimeter method. And based off of that boundary I just created, we are going to go with the perimeter method. It's 3 fewer shelters, so that's less time and money for my facility. Another thing you could use this software for is even if you already have your shelters plotted, you could go in and enter the same thing just like we did and just make sure that you've calculated in the most efficient way possible for your plan. Over here, I'll just show you that area method real quick. So if I went with that, that's what that would look like. Again, we're going to go with the perimeter. So I'm going to auto place all of my shelters, and there they are. All 21 shelters get automatically placed, and it automatically places them with the correct distance between each shelter. Makes sure that it's in compliance. You can click on any of these segments and it will tell me the length between each individual shelter if you want to double check anything. So let me zoom in here to my emission source. What I'll do is I'm going to mark my emission source, and I'm going to mark it on the edge that's closest to my property boundary. So what this does is it puts a 50-meter radius around that emission source, and I can see that my property boundary, that blue line, falls within that 50 meters. So I need to add a shelter here in order to be in compliance. So we'll pull one out and just manually add a shelter. I'm going to name this, I'm just going to label this 1A. The other shelters were automatically created, 1 through 21. You can adjust those if you want. Now I'm going to link this to my current monitoring perimeter. And so now for this demo anyway, I have all of my shelters plotted. So we've got the 21 automatic, and then the one that I added to be in compliance by my emission source. And what I can do is I can export this. And so all of the information that I just created, I can export it, and it puts all the coordinates for each individual shelter in there. So here's the one that I just created, and then it's got the other 21. I've got latitude and longitude, and then I also have my emission source that I marked. Shows that as well. So what you can do is you could print this out and give it to a field technician. Let them walk around the facility, either installing shelters or just double checking what you currently have. And so I think that's it for this demo. That's the quick and basic demo of the planning function. This software offers several other valuable features, so contact us if you want more information or to even set up your own personal demo.